So welcome to the Mental Margarita Show. I'm so happy that you're on the show. We're visiting with Kimberly Vertigan and Henry Schul. How are you today?
All is well.
I'm doing swell.
Wonderful. And Unseen Twisted Truths. We're going to go into more detail about what that is, how it came about. But let's go back to the beginning with a little background on each of you. Where are you originally from, and how did you two come together to create this?
Well, we're both from Port Huron, but a huge age gap. He grew up with my cousins. I did not know this beautiful being at all. And someone told me that I should start a podcast, and so we did. And I did. And I reached out and was looking for co-host, and this lovely lady that we share is a mutual friend of ours, or acquaintance, really, just acquaintance,
yeah.
Just a mutual acquaintance, not no one really close, just acquaintance. And she had a place called the Safe Place, and she would invite people to come and do that and tell about them for mental health and stuff like that. It was a nice little group. And I asked if anybody knew anybody that wanted to be a part of a podcast, and she said she had a perfect person for me. And as soon as I met this beautiful person, I fell in love, and been my SUN since.
And sometimes it's amazing the circumstances that bring us together, especially when something's meant to be. It's just the universe brings that and lines it up. The Lord brings it. It's all how it's supposed to come together. So Henry, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name's Henry. I think I'm 36 now. I'm not really trying to count anymore. It's ridiculous. We're all experienced, right? I had found the safe space because I had a really traumatic childhood. I come from a lot of abuse and alcoholism, poverty. Why not? We'll just throw that in there. It was all fun. And I had recently gotten sober. 7 years sober right now from booze, which ruled most of my life for years. And I got this. I found a safe space, and then I heard I was going to be if I wanted to be on a podcast and what it was about. And largely, I think we were still talking about mental health and music at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Both of which I use as a platform now to try and help people after everything I had been through. So I don't know. The rest is history, right? I mean, we're still making it. So I'm happy to have it to reach out to people. That's kind of me in a small nutshell.
And you touched on a really important point, because poverty and trauma and loss and those things are triggers for people for addiction and substance abuse. And I'm in recovery myself, so it really hits home, and it affects pretty much everyone we all know in some way, shape, or form. So this is something so relative to the world, and there can never be enough conversation about our mental wellness and helping our brothers and sisters in our communities and around the world, and finding their own healing. And music is so healing, so that's why it's a beautiful way to connect when sometimes there are no words. So tell us about this podcast. So you give people a space where they can be heard, a voice, and have this conversation.
We were called the People's Podcast, not by us. It was given to us, and the name stuck with us, and it's been since. And it's because we care about the people. We are the ears that listen, and your opinion matters. And we're not telling you that ours is overturned over yours, that ours is more powerful than yours. Should be valid and yours shouldn't, because that's not how it is. At the end of the day, your opinion matters because you are the most important person in your world. Because if you did not exist, neither would your world. And my SUN taught me that. And that's the gift that just keeps giving, is realizing that it starts with you and you matter. So we give you a place to be heard. We give you a place to talk. We give you a safe place in a whole different aspect, without judgment, just care. And opinions. We have a lot of opinions.
And we do that well.
And it was crazy because when we first started the show, we started it off as talking about the unseen twist of the truth of the world, the things that nobody really wants to talk about. And then it became music, and music was drawn to us. We were drawn to artists, maybe because he is an artist or because it's just been drawn to us. But then we started interviewing a bunch of artists, and then it got to the point of being we were interviewing business people and stuff like that. So I created a separate entity for Unseen Twisted Truth owns now Twisted Radio. So we are able to give them their own platform and their own space. And then we do music reviews on Friday, and that started Twisted Takes. So from Unseen Twisted Truth, talking about the things in the world don't want you to talk about, mental health is one of the big ones. It's one of the most kept quiet things. You are a male figure, supposedly, you who cannot have feelings. You cannot have an opinion. You cannot treat yourself as if you are important. And that's odd to me because no matter what your age, sex, or race is, you are important to you, to your world, to your reality, to the people that love you. You matter. And a lot of people just don't get heard.
And it's a natural born right. So, being able to help people kind of return to themselves, because a lot of things happen along the way that we're kind of forced to kind of be something else, or people feel they have to live by a certain standard or gain approval of others, and that's it's not necessary. So, what this is great, being able to have those difficult conversations. So, it's just so important. Now, you do stuff in the community as well, and
Um,
you
Henry,
have so many different branches of what you do. So share those with us so that
Henry
we
wanted
make
to
sure the
say something.
audience knows.
Henry wanted to say something real
Oh,
quick before we got into the next thing.
I didn't want to interrupt. Oh, first of all, I wanted to congratulate. I don't know what your story is, but congratulations on your recovery. I'm happy to hear that as well. But when you said that just now, I do personally, and of course, I work with Unseen Church of Truth, but from a very personal standpoint, I'm bringing human rights along with that, along to the forefront of my discussion, because I just have to, because it ties into so many things. And I appreciate you saying that. I do.
Thank you. Well, I'm glad we're having this conversation. It's important, and that's what our show's about too. It's about being able to talk about those topics. We're just real people with talking about real stuff, and everyone has a story, and it's going to touch someone that's watching right now. Is going to be, they're going to be touched by what you have to say, and it's going to maybe help them at a difficult point in their life or a crossroads. So it's also very important.
There's so many things that are that we just know that we can't explain. We just know everything happens for a reason. We mirror each other. You're not the only one growing through something. And what is hard for you at the moment is because you're in the moment and you feel like you're alone. But when you realize that we all too have felt that at one time and we know what it feels like, it gives you some form of comfort because a lot of people come to us for healing of affirmations of something they already know, but to hear it from somebody else who's biased, who has no bias, who has no horse in the race per se, that they are able to feel like that they're noticed. And when we went and you were asking about what we done for the community and stuff, we put on a couple events, and we put on one for we gave a bunch of coats away. Eddie Bauer gave us the company Eddie Bauer gave us 250 coats per my sister Gina Adams for her foundation, her nonprofit, and we were able to give away 250 coats to women and children that needed it, and some men. Most of it was women and children coats. And we put on events, and even when you hear Henry do a song, someone later on will come up to him and say, I needed that. I felt that. I was in a dark place, and just you letting me feel like I am not judged and that I'm accepted for being me. Because they try to change us. They want us to stop using our imagination. They want us to be quiet. They want us to do what we're told. And that's still as grown-ups. We're still being told to have a way of thinking, to be controlled. And it's weird. And I can't wrap my head around it, but I get it. I'm not judging them. I get it. It's just that allow us to be us and let us feel like we belong without sex, race, skin, nothing. Just be a beautiful soul that loves and cares and let us be. It's hard. I get it. I get the plants outside that are just wanting to be.
That's why we're human beings. And and it's important. And if we have to keep reminding folks, then we just keep doing that. Henry, you don't happen to have your guitar handy, do you?
I do.
You do? Do you think maybe at some point during our conversation you could treat us to a little music?
Yes, because we did it last time.
Oh, we did, didn't
and
we?
I
All
wouldn't
right.
like it to be lost.
I don't like to commandeer things, but since you asked, I would love to. Absolutely.
I don't want
be
it
happy
lost
to
in
do
the
that.
sauce neither, because it was such a iconic, beautiful moment. And I appreciate little moments that cannot be relived, but yet better that are better because it's in the moment.
About the community.
Well, when that hits you, when you get that urge, we just do it, okay?
Absolutely. I was going to say
So
about the
there are
community.
there's no structure here. This is just, we do it what our heart feels, what we're led to share. We may talk about something and it'll inspire you in some way. So
Have structure between you, me, and the fence post. That's something I always struggled with my whole life. That's why I'm sitting on the podcast. So that's perfect. I was going to say, I still have a coat from that event that we did.
Yeah.
And it says, why did you take one of the coats? I was losing my house and I was homeless doing the podcast at the time. And I absolutely needed it. And I cherish it and love it to this day. It's a cute coat.
There's those moments people don't realize. We're not putting a fake face on for anything because we don't get paid for any of this. This is all out of our pocket just because we care and we know what it feels like to not be noticed. And when we both have struggled with points of being homeless, and we've done the show in our car where we lived or in a closet because it was unsafe where we lived, and we did not miss a day. We've never missed one day. And it's going on 3 years in July. And it's every Tuesday and Thursday. And there's no seasons, no nothing. It's every Tuesday and Thursday. And there was points where I done it alone because I felt that I was needed. Because the message that we get afterwards is so rewarding. So rewarded. They say, thank you. I needed to hear this. I really needed this. And a lot of times we hear things, we don't realize it. We think we should know. We should know that we love ourselves. That's the hardest thing in the world to do, is to learn to love yourself. I don't know about you, but that was one of the biggest tasks I've ever had to do, was to learn me all over again and love me in the process of me messing myself up along the journey. And then I made effect on other people, children.
and it's something we have to do every day. It's part of our spiritual health, and making sure our soul is healthy, and that we have fragmented and broken parts that sometimes need to be reconnected, and sometimes that is a daily thing. So you mentioned affirmations, and they're so important because they help us retrain our subconscious to heal beyond those things that cause that to happen. So, you know, do you have so let's talk about that. Do you have a favorite set of affirmations, or maybe one that's kind of like your mantra that you go to, that's kind of something that's your steady?
Well, ironically, as it may be, I'm going to put out a song, and I'm not a musician.
You do this.
Although I am a musician, because I orchestrate things. And I am going to put out an affirmation song. I've had it on Facebook, and I like to say it every now and then. And it's just about knowing your worth and knowing who you are, and knowing that you've got to love you. Because if you don't love you, don't be mad when someone else doesn't properly love you. They've only gone on what you show them, because we mirror everybody.
Right. That's so true. And and you're right about being loved properly. But people need to understand that sometimes, when we have failed relationships, it's us that needs to fix some internal things so
Yeah.
that we can exactly radiate that type of the type of relationship that we have with ourselves that will draw that healthy relationship to us.
When I was younger, I used to think, I didn't think, actually, I just did. And I didn't think that how it would affect others. I just didn't. And as I got older, I realized we have to protect our inner child while they're still children before they have to recover as an adult from that. And that is a big lesson that I didn't learn until I got older to learn. And I had a child as a child, and that's all I knew. So forgetting the fact that I mattered, because once you have a child at an age of a child, you no longer get to be a child, you know, and you have to become a parent. And once you're a parent, you don't get to be a child ever again unless you have happy moments with your children, and that's moments. So I forgot about me. Raising somebody else, I totally forgot about me. I forgot that I mattered. I forgot what I looked like. I went ahead to go a whole year. I did a 40-day fast when I was going in the transition of first meeting Henry.
You did.
And I had to go a whole year without looking at myself in the mirror so that I could stop judging me with my eyes and start judging me with what I hear people say about me and what I know about me, because my eyes were deceiving me and I did not like what I seen. Once I realized you can change your mind, because you can't change your life, but you can change how you see your life and watch your life change. And once I realized that, I started looking at things so differently, so differently. I eliminated so many things out of my vision that I don't see a lot of things because I choose not to. I'm gonna let Henry do his little thing that he,
You want me to do the thing?
yeah, do that thing that
Do
you
your,
do so well.
do your thing, Henry.
I will do the
That
thing.
That you do all so well.
See, if I'm on stage in front of people, I don't care. But if it's in front of someone I'm interviewing or talking to or something, oh well, let's see. Let's see if I can pull it off. This is my song.
It's a stage of a different kind.
It is different. That's okay though. This is Little Alibis, and it's kind of about what I went through. Actually, it is moist here today. Oh, I used the bad word. I'm sorry. But wood doesn't like it. This is actually part of the song. There is a tuning procedure at the beginning.
Now you folks are in Ohio, so you've got some. Is it muggy today?
Yes,
It's
very.
so muggy. I just tuned this too, and it went right out. There it is. One more time, Little Alibis. I woke up sitting at the stop sign. Oh my, I need to take an inventory of my life. I can't believe I ever let things get this bad. Would you mind lowering that light? Night and county would make me sad. 99 more and I might miss the things I had. The thought weighs heavy on my mind. A little voice on the wind, it's a tale as old as time. I quit my job and I'm too qualified. And I don't miss a single drink of miles on the side. But every path I seem to take leaves me hanging out to dry. These are some of my favorite little alibis I tell the vampires outside. dedication. Oh man, it feels like a lifetime when you're only counting days. I need a break from all the trials and tribulations and the boys out on the chain gang. You write your message on the open air as your actions crossing county lines. The wind is blowing through your hair. You live your life like a dream, it carries you without a care. I quit my job and I'm too qualified. I don't miss a goddamn trip a mile on the side. Oh, every path I seem to take leaves me hanging out to dry. These are some of my favorite little alibis. I tell the vampires outside. 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 I tell the vampires outside.
Oh, that was so wonderful. Thank you. I had my toe tapping over here and my head bobbing. That was a feel that definitely makes you feel good just hearing it, and thank you so much for sharing that and telling music tells we're able to tell stories through song. It's so wonderful.
I wrote that sitting in a stop sign a long time ago. And I woke up there. Scary. Wrote that one a long time. So thank you so much.
I love how perception makes a huge difference. A lot of people hear music because it sounds good, but once you listen to the words that are being said, it feels good. It's all about perception. It's how we perceive somebody else's pain. We just perceived your pain of getting pulled over drunk by a cop with his light in your face, and the energy vampires sucking away your joy in a hole, and relive that event with you.
I like to relive events through music.
Through you, we decided to get healed too, and that's what I love about it.
Thanks, guys.
So, does your production? You have a production company too, is that right? Or you sent me
Yes,
your
Twisted Love Entertainment. Unseen Twisted Truth is the LLC, and it's the name that wraps everything. And we just want to be able to help you any way we can, from becoming a better artist to substance abuse to not feeling like you're loved to giving you a direction where to go in your music management, just becoming your own publisher, becoming your own producer, because that's what we need to do. We have to be our biggest fan and biggest supporter. So we just want to do everything to help you be a better you.
And then and people need guidance sometimes. Sometimes they have a skill or a talent and they just don't know what to do with it. Or what direction to go in. And having that helping hand with good intention behind it, where you want the best for the artist and for the person, because sometimes we come out of some certain situations vulnerable, and it's hard to trust and hard to be able to let people in your world sometimes. So, I think you folks are like you're a package deal over there. You got, a little bit of everything, and giving people a voice and letting people have a safe place to have conversations that are difficult. And some people get burned out on the institution, you know, dealing with the traditional things that don't work. And, not everything is textbook. We know that because we've lived through it. So, you know, having that peer support, I think is that's the key. That's really the difference, I think, is having someone that is just like you, that's been through it, and you can share your story and let people have that space where they feel more connected, to you, and you both have overcome, things in your life personally. So this inspiration that you have to do this, um, what else is on the boilerplate? What else where else do you see, really taking this to right now?
So the next level is that we're going to also be having our own recording label where we are going to have we're going to be able to travel. We're going to get a bus and travel, and we're going to be able to go to different events and do live interviews and go to the streets and the back alleys and talk to the people that really need to be heard.
That's what I want.
That's what we're going to be doing. And once you find your tribe, once you find, it's not the blood that makes you family, it's the love. And once you find that love that's equally yoked, you're people that believe in what you believe in and that have the same mission of you in life and wanting to do better, to be the difference. You hold on to them. We're going to grow. We're going to have a colony. We're going to grow. We're going to grow everything because we're going to grow as beings. We're going to grow separately. So imagine a bunch of separate people wanting the same structure coming together. It's going to be phenomenal.
And and you've been doing this for a little while, and congratulations, on your commitment to consistently doing this, having this platform for folks, giving them an opportunity, and then being family to them, because some of us become orphaned in life, and even though our families are still living, we're orphaned because we're separated through experience and
Yeah.
circumstance many times. So having that available and being available to folks in that way, in that capacity, is life changing for some people.
Mhm.
And it means so much. And I like what you said about it's not blood that makes us family. It's bonds, and
It
those
is.
bonds that we form by meeting people. Our closest friends are extended family sometimes, and they're the ones that you can call any time of the night when you need, someone to talk to, or someone to bail you out, or whatever the case may be. So we never discount friends and folks that we meet along the way that we have that special connection to. And it sounds like you two, really connect with your audience and your followers. What's the best way for people to get tuned into the podcast so they don't miss it, and reach you and be connected so that they know your updates and everything that you have going on, especially if they're in your neighborhood, how they can come to an event and come and see you in person?
So the best thing about us is that we're out there. We are Google certified. We are out there. All they got to do is type in unseen twisted anything. It will pop up. We are out there. The 4 to 5 pages, and you will see Henry, and you will see myself, and you will see Danny, my husband, and we're out there. It's pages and pages of unseen twisted truths. So if you can remember any part of it, Google will find us. We're on every platform there possibly is. And if not, my number's listed. You could hit me up, Kimberly Vertigan on everything, Kimberly L Vertigan, either or. And
That went really bad for Mike Jones. Okay.
I don't care. At the end of the day, the universe provides and protects me.
No,
You don't want to mess
You
with
could
this
hit
one.
us up. Yeah. Why not? My door's always open. If I never had a penny in my pocket, if I didn't have a penny in my pocket, I was living on the street, I could look over at an addict or an alcoholic and say, "Are you okay?" And it'd be worth everything to me. I mean, one of the worst things I think someone told me is that you can't change the world. As I was growing up as a young mind, and I was looking at people like Malcolm X and Gandhi and Martin Luther King, all these people, all these public figures, and it felt crazy to me. And it's not just about passing out coats. It's not just about going to events or anything.
Mm-mm.
It's building a community through their podcast, because happy people talking about their feelings, circumnavigating the things that cost the cost to look into our heads and find out what's going on. We can change the world. Because you look at it and say, hey, it needs to change. It's gotta. It's too crazy. That's why we're here. Not a penny in my pocket. I'd be rich. Be rich.
And I promise we are not just nationally. We are international. We are global. They watch us in Ghana. They watch us in Bangladesh. They watch us in Kenya. Okay, in all of our platforms. And it's not just Unseen Twisted Truth that's on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is also Wednesdays and Saturdays Twisted Radio at 4:20. All about the high vibrations that some music gives us. And then Friday's the review show, and that's at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time until 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't like really telling people what I feel my opinion is on how they see their music, but if you want to know, tune in on Friday because we'll let you know.
And I listen. Sometimes I even cry to your guys' music, and I appreciate it. I love it. Cover the song. Oh, it's great. I love it.
There's a lot of love.
So can artists send you songs, send you music if they'd like to for you to check out?
Yep. Do what I said at yahoo.com. Do what I said at yahoo.com. That's where you can send me.
That's easy to remember.
Very easy to remember. And a lot of people think I have a control problem. I am a Capricorn, maybe a little. But at the end of the day, it was all out of fun. My son told me to name it something funky, and I told him, no, there's no way. It's going to be my business account forever. And he's like, just do what I said. And I said, okay, that's what it'll be. So it's really fun talking to telemarketers, though. They'd be like, what's your email address? And I'll tell them, do what I said. And they're like, you didn't say anything. A lot of people would love to be controlled, though, I've come to realize, because they will do whatever you say, even though you haven't said nothing yet. All I said was do what I said. And they were like, but you didn't say anything yet. No, that is my email address. And they're like, oh, okay.
And we suggest you send it before the show.
Yes, because if you send it during the show, that's where it costs money. But do it before the show, because we let you know ahead of time. Do it before the show. It's free. Yeah. We just really want to help you be heard. But I don't want to take my time and my energy to go out of my way when it inconveniences me, when all I want to do is give you love. So if you have to inconvenience me, it costs $5 for 2 songs.
Not too much.
I'm just saying, because it does take time, and it is, especially when I'm live on the radio, that it's could be a dead airspace, and we don't want to have dead airspace. We lose people. Or it could go, something can go wrong and I accidentally end my live, or I have played the wrong song or something. Because when you're doing it firsthand live, sometimes life be lifing.
It does.
That's true. That's very true. There's so many unknown variables, especially in this world of technology that we live in.
Yes.
So I have one last question for you two. The name of the show is Mental Margarita for a reason. Mental Margarita being our escape, what we do to find center, how we get away from it all. The name was actually born many years ago. When I was working, a mental margarita was my way of taking a break from work and just getting away to do something fun, which at the time I worked at the Liberace Museum. And something fun would be for me to go and play piano on one of Liberace's pianos. So that was my mental margarita. So it was always a code word between my boss and I. He'd say, if I was a little stressed, he'd say, go have a mental margarita. So that's where that kind of came from. And it's just, it can apply to anybody doing anything to just kind of get away from it all, but really finding yourself in your peaceful spot. So what do you guys do? You decide, Kimberly, you tell us first. What's your way to center and kind of get away from it all? And it could be even something fun like going for a walk or a hike in the woods or something. But what's your mental margarita?
So I am a Reiki spiritual healer and a herbalist. So I will go outside and eat dandelions in the front yard and just never wear shoes. I don't ever wear shoes. So once I start cleaning and getting out the essential oils and stuff, I'm in my zone. And that is my mental margarita, is escaping, just being in the moment, whatever it may be. I do it often, and good luck trying to get me back, because sometimes I'm gone for a minute. But yeah, I do it often. That's my mental margarita. And
well, you know what I do. I pick my guitar up a lot of the time, and that's what I do. Music has always been pretty much the forefront for that. But I have crippling ADHD, so cleaning, throwing myself into activities to make myself feel like I'm important in the universe always is a good thing. Walking, exercising, and I love that you're a piano player too. I used to actually working on woodworking and working with instruments was a big one with my dad, and we built a couple of forte pianos like Mozart used to play, which they're really nice. So music, really, it's just loving yourself. It took me a long time to be comfortable with myself, and now I just absolutely am.
So Henry comes from a really nice lineage. Is it lineage?
Lineage.
Lineage. Anyhow, so harpsichords. His dad used to build harpsichords for big opera.
We worked with the Detroit Symphony Orchestra, the Opera House, and many churches in that area, all over the place. It's a fun thing.
And my fascination behind stringed instruments, the piano, guitar, harp, anything with strings, it seems they can recreate any emotion that you're feeling. All of them. So certain notes, that's why music is so healing. Frequencies are so important. Kimberly, thank you for telling us about walking barefoot, because people need to reground themselves to the earth. And we're not supposed to wear shoes anyway, at least not thick-soled shoes. So that's an important practice, to get outside, and even if it's just a few minutes a day, to ground yourself and reconnect with our poles. We're so connected to the earth, we forget that sometimes. So it's so important, and everything we need is in the earth. It's in the ground. It's coming up out of the ground or in the sky. So
I'm working on that. It feels foreign to me. I have traumatic bonds to wearing socks because I grew up in a hoarding situation, and last couple of years I've been experimenting with flip flops, and it feels like walking on Mars. But I'm trying. I'm eating the dandelions with her. I'll tell you that.
It's a good detox, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a very healthy cook. I don't eat meat, so a lot of our stuff is really good for us. And I have to eat a bunch, because if not, I will lose a lot of weight. And I don't want to get a certain size because I eat so healthy. So every now and then I may have a little cheat, but it's not a cheat compared to most at all. But yeah, no, my stomach is so accustomed to it that I pay for it days later, because I'm so used to not having certain things.
Right. And we want people to be well and explore. So I do hope that you share some recipes and some fun stuff like that on the podcast. It's important for people to know how delicious healthy eating can be.
It is.
Right.
It is.
Do that more.
We should. We had that one guy.
Yeah.
We interviewed.
We gotta do that more.
We interviewed somebody who lost 200 pounds. It was amazing.
Yeah.
They just started doing fruit, juicing and eating fruit, and they lost 200 pounds in a year. They look good. Yeah, it was a beautiful journey to watch him along that way. But yeah, no, it's all about whatever you love. Do what you love and live it to your highest, fullest passion and excitement. Don't worry about nothing and have no regrets. You have to love life for life to love you, and it all starts with self. We have a podcast tonight at 8:00 tonight. Everybody should tune in. This is going to be aired later. My bad. It's every Tuesday and Thursday though at 8:00. Every Tuesday and Thursday at 8:00. Please tune in. It's good to keep your mental house clean. It really is, and that's one of our another artist. A lot of everybody on our platform are artists. They all are, actually.
Yeah.
And different kinds of artists, and they all speak in a different tone, and they all have a different opinion, and it's just a beautiful group. We have a nice team. We have a beautiful team.
Sure.
And one of our team members, Jewsby, says keep your mental house clean, and it's so important. People tend to forget how important it is to stay grounded, to stay centered, to have that chi of self.
Keep a wound clean, keep your mind clean.
Yeah.
Yes. And thank you so much for sharing, sharing yourselves with us. and things that help you get through and heal, and we continue to heal because this is our this is just life. Life isn't easy, and we have to somehow navigate through it, and it's better to do it together with people that share that same love and joy and helping others find that healing as well. So thank you so much for the work that you do. Unseen Twisted Truths, everyone. You need to tune in and be sure to stay on top, stay updated with everything that's going on, to be well, meet some new friends here at Unseen Twisted Truths. Kimberly and Henry, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank
And
you
we
to
Thank
the
you so
we
much.
enjoyed
thank you to
visiting with
Mental
you.
Follow Mental Margarita. You're
Mental Margarita.
Yes. All right. Well, you two have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll be in touch for any and all updates.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You're
Peace and love.
welcome. Bye bye.
Rapper, producer, storyteller, Hazel Green, Alabama.
Yep, that's me.
Tell me a little bit about Hazel Green, Alabama. Growing up.
It's just, I mean, it's the brokest state in all the United States. So I mean, and it's the Bible Belt. You know what I'm saying?
Is that something else?
Yeah. Right now, we're growing, we're developing real big because the Space and Rocket Center, NASA, and everything, it's all blowing up out here and shit. We're like the second best place in the whole United States to live, supposedly.
Wow.
Yeah. So
So
dealing with new people.
it's starting to make some changes.
Yeah, and it's perfect for the music because Huntsville is actually trying to build their music scene like a lot, make it a lot bigger. They're trying to be on Nashville's level.
Oh wow. They're trying to get on Nashville's level. So a lot of live bands are coming out there, huh?
Oh yeah, they got the new amphitheater they just put up and shit. Yeah.
And what's wonderful about your music, real life lyricism. This is what I enjoy. Now tell me, being a lyricist, is that something that you always had in you? Who were some of the people that you looked at that inspired you?
Who inspired me was Swerve and Jiminy from Slum Style. They actually laid the foundation for me on everything. Swerve taught me how to flow and everything, and how to project my energy, and how to write and everything. And I don't know. I guess it's kind of natural at it a little bit.
Yeah, it is natural. You got a gritty Southern rap style. It's poetry in motion. You use a lot of wordplay.
Yes, got to.
Tell me about some of that wordplay that you use.
All right, so like Eminem, I watched him grow as a star, you know what I'm saying, all my life and everything, right? And I've always wondered what sets him aside because some of the shit he be saying, man, it be stupid sometimes. And it's like, damn, but he still killed it. How's that? Well, I figured it out, man. I was listening to his song 150 Bars by is Eminem. I don't know if it's an NX remix or if it's really him or not, but in it he says it's poetry in motion, Shakespeare. Well, when you hold a Shakespeare, think about that name. When you hold a spear, you don't want to shake. That's the last thing you want to do. So he started putting words that don't go in a sentence together to cause an epiphany. And that was like
Wow.
a big deal to me. And I noticed that. And I was like, damn, that's the one thing that these other rappers ain't doing that he does that's killing everybody out. That's why he's holding that crown like he is.
Yeah.
You know, him doing that. And then you add the backwards words to it and shit, and you got yourself a whole another little mix. You know what I'm saying? It don't even sound the same.
Yeah, it doesn't. And the way that he breaks up the syllables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His rhyme scheme's crazy. I've been studying it all my life.
Yeah, he's got a phenomenal rhyme scheme.
But see,
Epiphanies in a sentence.
all the rappers from back then though, man, they was all promoting the negative outlook. I still want to show people the colorful things in life and everything, but I want to show it in a more positive manner because we had kids going to schools, killing each other,
I'm
and doing
telling
all people all doing all kinds of crazy shit. And I don't want to be no country rapper, but at the same time, I want to make sure I promote positivity. So I'm trying to make sure I do my part to change that about the rap industry. It needs to change for the better, you know.
It does. It's getting quite old, right? To hear about, how many guns you can shoot and how many people you can kill. Okay, we get it.
Yeah, it's not hard to do that.
Can we talk about something else, please?
Yeah,
Please, I beg of you.
yeah.
Founder
And
of Real Recognized Real Productions. Tell us about the production company.
yeah, so me and my buddy Cameron McPeters, he died in 2023 in September on the 13th. He was shot by his uncle in front of his mom and his grandparents. He helped start it with me, actually. It was going to be realize, but we decided against that, and we used to make it real, recognized real. My brand and everything that I've built around it, even my music videos, we don't use filters off of TikTok and shit. We make our own filters. We do all of our shit real. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole brand and everything. Some of my shirts that I perform with, I actually paint them by hand and then get on the stage with them, and then I'm gonna print them out after the show and everything. You know what I'm saying? But the first original one will be actually hand painted. I got a few I've done here. I want to kind of be different than everybody else. That's why I write differently. That's why some of my verses be long as shit, and you'd be like, "Damn, this motherfucker." That's because, damn, I don't want to be like everybody else. You know, I don't want to be the same old shit that everybody else does.
That everybody does, right?
I want to mix
same
rock. So that's
16 bar verse, 8-bar hook. It's like, mix it up, change it up.
Yeah, exactly. I just do it. I just do it where my soul moves me to do with it. You know what I'm saying? I hear a beat and I go hard. And now Nano Domini just dropped me like 20 beats for free, bro. This next little bit I'm doing. Ooh, got to get it.
So that's kind of cool. And what else is cool is that you got support from official pages of Eminem, DJ Flip, who has
That's
a
my music.
mainstay in what you do.
All right, so basically, he had give me a industry trick that he developed on. Every producer has other producers that touch them in some sort of way and give them tools when they're upcoming and stuff, especially if they admire them. And I guess he kind of admired me, so he gave me a tool, and that tool was to flip words backwards. And I don't even know if I'm supposed to be putting this out there like that. Not really, you know what I'm saying? There's other ones too that I'm not going to put out there that I do, but this is one of them that I'm going to give everybody. It's free game. So
that's a free game, guys. You get it from
yeah. So you got to watch what word you have before it. But when you flip a word backwards, you can put it before, after, or during the same word when you double your track. And you can actually transpose it. You can do all kinds of stuff. A lot of the noises you hear in beats sometimes ain't even noises in the beats. It's their voice backwards, and you didn't even realize it until somebody like me come along and showed you. And then, like Missy Elliott in that song, it was my flipping yet. That is not what she's saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's it backwards. That's it backwards and forward at the same time, and it sounds like that. In our heads, we know what she's saying, but we're like, damn, why does it sound like this? That's why. And that's only people in the industry know that. So when they see that, it's like you got marked, and they're like, oh, okay, we need to watch this dude. Somebody to mark him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like one of them little secret taboo things.
Well, thank you for sharing that secret. And that's interesting how intricate it can get. There's a science to this stuff.
Yeah, there is. Sacred geometry.
Right. Now, speaking of science, you got a wonderful science project, your latest project, Rolling with the Punches. Tell us about that and why the name Rolling with the Punches, because I like that.
Rolling with the Punches was it was an expression of doing everything you're supposed to do in life, to be a good person and to have a normal life, work a job, take care of your old lady or whatever, have kids, the normal average American life, right? Well, what if you did all the things you were supposed to do, but you still ended up in the same place that you would have if you'd have been selling dope or robbing and ripping and roaring and doing all the things you wasn't supposed to be doing, cheating on your old lady, not paying your bills, not going to work. Well, what if you end up in the same place that you would have when you was doing everything right? That you would have if you know what I'm saying? It didn't make a difference if you changed or not, right? So that's what that kind of came from, is because I still ended up where I would have if I would have been doing those things, but I wasn't. I was doing everything I was supposed to, and I still ended up there. So I was like, God put it here for a reason, I guess, for this. And I quit my job and everything, dude, and I started rapping. That's what I did. I quit everything. Like I just sat stagnant and just rapped and stayed on beats and shit. And that's what I done. And somehow or another, God made a way for me to survive, and I'm still surviving. 4 years later.
Wow. And I know that you went through, and this is a little personal. You went through a marital crisis. I mean, as far as divorce and your daughter not being present in your life, all these real things that us men or just people in general go through, and you had to persevere through that. So is this album, is this a lot of the feelings and stuff that you went through during that time?
Yeah. It is most definitely, and a few of them are actually about other people that was kind of in my life at the same time that were going through their own trials and tribulations through their life at the same time as me. That's another thing about my music. Everything I rap about ain't about me. Sometimes I tell other people's
Right.
stories too. You know.
I like that. A storyteller.
Yep.
Your dad was injured also. So I mean, was that something that really hit you hard?
Yeah. We I had to start getting money, however, what I'm saying, in order to eat and in order to survive everyday life and everything. And we did that for like 5 years, I think, 4 or 5 years, something like that. We did that however we could get it, what I'm saying? Hustle and bustle. I had a job, then I'd lose it, and what I'm saying? Like it's always something from the whole time he was hurt. And it was something that we didn't expect neither. My dad, every morning, as soon as he woke up, 5 o'clock, he was out the door, he was going to work every fucking day, or every day, what I'm saying? And yeah, so whenever he took a loss like that, not only that, it's drove him crazy not being able to work. You take somebody that works every day, man, you take their job from them and let them not do it, make them sit at home, man, they perish with the world, bro. He's addicted to that work. It's
You
crazy
get
how they
addicted to
react
that
to me
work.
like that.
Well, because when you're not lazy and you love work, you love the work, it makes you feel like you're doing something. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Some people can't deal with it. And then you got other people that just
That's why I
love
quit playing
not to work.
video games, man. Is that false sense of achievement. I don't like that. I'm having
Yeah,
to achieve some real stuff.
right. False sense of achievement. Now I'm looking here. Upcoming work. Let's talk about your upcoming work.
So
Perception or paint? I love that name.
no, it's not paint. That was a typo. It's purpose in the pain.
Oh,
Yeah. I seen that typo yesterday, man. I meant to change that. I'm so sorry.
I
I
was like,
did. I
that's
forgot
pretty
all about
cool.
that.
I thought it was some abstract stuff. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah,
So,
it's basically a recognition of knowing that even the screwed up, messed up, craziest things that happen to us, it happens for a reason. Something is going to come out of that is necessary and worthy of you going through what you went through, no matter what it is.
purpose in the pain.
Yep. Because I feel like when Cameron got shot and killed, it did something to me. I stepped it up a whole nother level whenever that happened, man. I started taking the shit. I started taking it way more serious. It was no longer a hobby. It was a career kind of thing. And like, I
Yeah,
ain't got nothing other than music. If I lose that, then I ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, period.
you take it real
So,
serious. And your voice, as a voice, you want to be a voice for those that have been knocked down but never counted out. You got this whole Eminem kind of thing going on. And I feel it. I feel the energy from you. It's so authentic and it's so genuine. So I
yeah, I
mean,
mean, he
your
genuinely
music is powerful.
went through a lot of the same trials and tribulations in a different form. You know what I'm saying? At a different time. You
Yeah,
know, it don't make us special though, because there's hundreds of thousands of people going through the stuff that we went through all over the United States. It don't make me no different than them. I just want to be a voice for all of them that ain't heard though. That was the whole
right.
point. That way they could listen to it, relate like I did back when I was a kid listening to Eminem. I could relate to that stuff. It got me through it. You know, and I'm hoping I can be that for somebody else.
So are you doing any shows 256?
Yeah, I actually got one Saturday in Fayetteville at the Legion. Doors open at 6, $10 to get in, and 7 o'clock is my performance. I open the one. I'm the test guy for the sound. I don't mind. It's all good.
That's good. That's how you get in there, man.
Yep.
And you've accomplished a wonderful thing, a wonderful feat. You got a chance to join Haystack. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I got my buddy from Slum Style. Jiminy passed away. We carried his casket together, and Swerve, he went all Christian and everything. He might actually show back up in the rap scene as a Christian rapper, but he's one of the finest rappers I've ever heard in my life. Since I was a kid, he taught me, man. He's next level. Nobody really knows about him yet. But anyways, he kind of got me off into it and everything. I just had a brain fart, dude. what was the question?
We're talking about Haystack.
Oh yeah, Haystack. Yeah, so Billy Bunn, I seen that he had a show with Haystack, and I just hit him up, and I was like, hey man, because he'd been telling me if I wanted to perform or anything, just hit him up, because his connections with Swerve and everybody. And I hit him up and I told him, I was like, yeah, I'm doing this thing right here. So, me and my producer need a show. I was like, I wouldn't mind getting on the stage, you know what I'm saying, right there with Haystack and everything. He's like, all right, well, let me find out if they're cool with it and everything. He was like, the slot's like $20 or some crazy crap like that. I was like, okay, well, I got that. Just hit me back and let me know. Like 10 minutes later, he hit me back and was like, be in Pulaski. I was like, I'll be there. So we went out there and stuff, man. I was the only artist there. That everybody's flocking around Haystack, bro. I didn't even look at him hardly the whole time I was there. And when I did, I walked up next to him, and True Vocals got on the stage, and Haystack was about drunk. And he yelled some shit at True, and I turned around. I was like, "Is that your boy?" He was like, "Yeah, we've been knowing each other since we was in high school, since we was kids and stuff." I was like, "Hell yeah, that's what's up." And I just turned around, put my back towards him. He's like maybe 2-3 feet behind me, but I had my back towards him. I didn't even say nothing to him the rest of the night. You know what I'm saying? Like. That's how I left it too. Like I don't believe in me as an artist. I need to be flocking around another artist because then I look like a fan.
Right.
I'm an artist,
Right. You're an artist.
A lot of them don't understand that.
You can have admiration from afar, man, but at the end of the day, you're still a star.
Yep.
And amplifying stories, you amplify a lot of these stories. I mean, I think the overall thing that the audience is getting from this conversation we're having is that you're about healing, you're about growth, you're about purpose, right?
Yep.
And there's a lot of pain and stuff and trials and tribulations that you've gone through. Now, from an industry standpoint, because this is the music business, do you have a strategy on what you need to do? Are you trying to get on a major label? Are you trying to stay independent? Tell me your vision.
I'm trying to have Eminem respectfully give me his crown, and without even dissing him when he retires. That's what I'm trying to do.
That's what's up, man.
I want to earn it without any disrespect whatsoever.
That's what's up. Well, I'm hoping that he gets a chance to view this. How do they get in contact with you in case he does?
I mean, Google me. I'm in Alabama. Come on.
256. That's the number 2, and then FIFTY, and then the number 6.
Yep, it's the area code here. I wanted to represent from where I'm from.
I love the name. 256. It took us forever to finally do this, but I'm glad that we did it, my brother.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry about that, dude. I'll be busy, man. I got so much crap going on at once. My car is messed up on me, so I ain't got no car, so I'm gonna have to wait on people for rides and stuff, and it's crazy. But it is what it is.
All that's gonna change real soon, my brother.
Oh yeah. The music's about to step it up a notch too. Like I said, I got Anno Domini. He just give me a bunch of beats. BandLab just give me a bunch of beats for free. All these people just give me all these beats for free, and then not only that, but my producer and me been fucking dude. We've been doing some fire, man. Like you have no idea. Some of these beats that we got, dude, ain't nobody else got these sounds because we made these sounds ourselves. A lot of our beats and stuff, we make our own samplers and stuff from weird, crazy stuff, man. You wouldn't even believe it. Yeah, these beats are fire, next level.
Oh, that's cool, man. All right, well, we're definitely gonna share some of your music on the show. And once again, man, thank you for everything, brother. And I shall see you soon.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, man.
This is my story about pain and gain, hustling just to eat, searching for fortune and along with the fame. That's the name of the game, dedicated to making this money, that's my creed. Last of a dying breed, when it's time to feed hungry lyrical MCs like me. I eat the beat, but I do it with integrity and loyalty. Speak with words that you can feel and see. Never follow, always been the one to take the lead. Coming from the bottom with nothing but my name, I pen and a pad and a game when you live in the street, but I do it with integrity. Never compromise my name, word, or my soul. Loyalty to my team, always pay to what I owe. What I owe, 10 toes. Want your place in this game, then you gotta learn to pay the toll. Pay the toll, oh. I stay focused, never letting distractions come close. Head held high, hustling like a boss. I ain't about to take no shortcuts, and I ain't stepping on no toes. I build my empire with integrity, watch it grow. I keep my circle real tight with my ears real low. To the street, loyalty is key. We ride together, we hustle together, that's how it's gotta be. Sit at the same table every time we eat. Never swept no dirt under no feet. Kept it straight up, integrity, loyalty. What we sow is what we reap. I've seen the struggle and I felt the pain, but I never let it define the man I am today. It's all part of the game. I hustle to eat as the fire that burns in my veins. I'll always stand strong on my own 2 feet, clutching this microphone, walking this road all alone, never letting true emotion show. Warm heart turns cold. Fuck what a op got to say, cause I decided to proceed my dreams. Never allowing anyone or anything to ever stand in my way. Setting trend, bitch, this ain't just a phase, just a phase. Pain and gain, that's the hustle dedicated to making this money. It's the way of the game when you live in the street, but I do it with integrity. Never compromise my name, word, or my soul. Loyalty to my team, always pay to what I owe. What I owe, 10 toes. Want your place in this game, then you gotta learn to pay the toll. Pay the toll, oh.
Yeah. I done gave them ties after ties. The only thing I asked was for the truth every time they gave me lies. Till I tell them it's the time to stay alive. We was running up a check before they ever realized everything was different till they told us it was indifferent. I gave them all a chance for them to listen, and ain't nobody really wanna listen. So I guess they ain't never gon' get it. I'm better, not saying I'm better, but still I'm better off. You know you gotta cut the cost and be a boss. Never flexing, just some corner niggas just talking about money that they never got. Something crazy, tell me what you ever want. It's everybody's purpose. Never tell me anything, don't tell me I ain't worth it. Every time you look up and see me, bitch, and I'm working, going super hard. I wanna be a star. I wanna pull up every time in the motherfucking phone call. Tell them how it is when you wishing. Doors go up in position.
Pain and gain, that's the hustle dedicated to making this money. It's the way of the game when you live in the street, but I do it with integrity. Never compromise my name, word, or my soul. Loyalty to my team, always pay to what I owe. What I owe, 10 toes. Want your place in this game, then you gotta learn to pay the toll. Pay the toll, oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mental Margarita Show. And I got Bacardi Slim in the building. And let me tell you something about this guy here. This guy is lethal. He's a battle rapper, he's an artist, and he's an entrepreneur, I'm sure, because he's got a vision. How you feeling today, my brother?
Oh, man, I'm feeling fantastic. I appreciate you for having me on the show, for real.
Absolutely, man. You know, I've got a chance to digest some things, and you know, it has to be noteworthy, and you have proven that. I mean, your value keeps going up every single year, and you're making such a buzz in the city. So, I mean, it's an honor to have you on the show as well.
It's an honor to be here, for sure.
So, are you born and raised in Vegas?
Yeah, born and raised. Middle school, elementary school, high school, you know, Vegas. Vegas is a different monster, but, you know, it's home. It's home.
It's definitely a different monster, that's for sure.
Everybody loves Vegas, though, you know. Everybody loves Vegas. You know, everybody
loves it, but it's hard to meet somebody that's actually from Vegas.
Yeah, and a lot of people, like, You know, they say Vegas has a bad rep, but it's not us. It's not the people born and raised here that give it a bad name. It's them out of towners that come out here and get on some fuckery, you know what I mean? And that's where the problem lies. But you know.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine that. I mean, very transient town, so you got all kinds of people that want to come there. But
Right.
how was your childhood growing up in Vegas? I mean, single mom, or was it? I mean, that sounds
Nah,
cliche. Or what? I mean, what was it for you?
nah, my parents are still together. You know, they've been married
All
40-some years.
right,
You know, they were both principals out here, so it was kind of hard, you know, because I was a black sheep of the family, you know, so school was just it was hard growing up. If we had too much time on our hands, we ain't gonna do nothing but some dumb shit, for sure. You know what I
right.
mean? Even though it's open 24 hours out here, when you're under 21, you can't even do, you know what I mean? You can't get into the places, you know.
Yeah,
But it's just it's a different type of vibe out here, man, for sure, for sure. But it was cool, I
and
guess. Okay.
and here's what I'm thinking. I mean, like you said, you're not 21. So what were some of the things that you had to do to stay occupied? I mean, like, what were some of the things that you did when you were under 21?
Trying to sports, you know what I mean? Something just to keep your attention off of not having anything to do, you know what I mean? Because
Right,
when kids don't have anything to do out here, it's some fuckery that goes on. Like the time when they whooped that security guard at the MGM, you know what I mean? If they were into something else, if they were playing sports or doing something to occupy their time, that shit would have never happened. You know
it
what I
would have
mean?
never happened. Yeah,
But I try to play sports, you know what I mean, and just stay out the way, pretty much, you know.
and you were staying out the way, but you were staying in the way of your calling. What brought you to the music?
Honestly, I heard my middle brother Chris, and he rapped. I heard him in his room. He was talking to his girlfriend, and he rapped a verse. I was like, man, I could do this. Let me try my hand in it, you know. And I just God willingly, God blessed me with an ability, you know what I mean. And I'm trying to keep it, because if you don't use it, you're gonna lose it, you know.
Real, so real. So here you go. You got two parents that are folk. I mean, they're part of the whole education industry. They're
Right.
doing their thing. You're the black sheep of the family. You find music as a way to express yourself. When did you get started with this whole thing?
Um, I mean, I was rapping in high school, but I wasn't taking it serious. I didn't really start taking it serious till like after I turned 21, after I got back from college. Then I started taking it serious, you know. The more people that were telling me I was dope, the more confidence it gave me, you know what I mean? Which
Right,
in turn went for it, you know. But it's a hard game, it's an ugly game. People gotta ask themselves, what are they willing to do if they really want to do music? You know what I mean? Because you're gonna get to a certain point. If you're gonna do something, you might as well be the best at what you're doing. So you're gonna get to
right.
a certain point where they're gonna ask you to do some shit, and you know what I mean? It's an ugly game. You see what happened with Diddy, you know what I mean?
It's a very ugly game. There's lots of baby oil. I'm playing. It's a joke.
No, that
But
part. The business, people got to get the business aspect of it down, because it don't matter how much talent you have. It really kind of boils down to who you know. You know what I mean?
right.
And make sure your business sense is up, and the rest will follow. You know?
And the rest followed for you. So battle rapper, artist, an artist makes actual songs. A battle rap is what started this whole genre of music.
Right.
So what is the most important to you, and what do you feel? I mean, do you feel that you're good at both of those things?
Yeah, I feel like I'm dope at both of them. But I just love battle rap, because, like you were saying, this is like the essence of hip hop. You know what I mean? But all in all, I'm a musician. You know what I mean? I love making music. That's where it's at for me. But I like to battle rap though. You know what I mean? I want to come whoop these dudes at what they do. You know what I'm saying? And I dare them to come and bring a song that they have, because I promise you, I will outdo them every time. Every time. You know, I don't know. Just God, just every year I just keep getting better. Not toot my own horn. I'm a humble dude, but like God, I don't know. God is good. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I've really ever been consistent at, is making music. I ain't been consistent with a female, with a relationship with my parents. You know what I'm saying? A job. Nigga, I just been consistent at making some dope ass music, for real.
And you know what? I love it. I can feel your passion. What is the battle scene like for those that are watching? Because we got so many people across the world that
Right.
watches the show. What is the battle scene like in Vegas?
The battle scene in Vegas is amazing. So you got King of the Dot, right? That's a major battle league that's out there in Canada, right? And then you got the URL where everybody wants to get to. That's in New York, right? And then you had
Right.
Ahat's not around anymore, but when Ahat was around, that was one of it. They got 78 million views as a whole. The
I
battle rap scene
remember
in Vegas,
Ahad. Yeah.
there was no West Coast battle rap leagues until Ahat, and Ahat started in Las Vegas. You know what I'm saying?
In Las
Shout out to
Vegas. Yeah.
Fat. Fat is locked up right now. He's probably never getting out, but that's my guy. He's one of the originators.
Shout
No,
out to
you know what I
Fats.
mean? We're hard. And Vegas is dope. If we could just come together and stop, you know what I mean, being against each other out here, we blow up like Atlanta did. You know what I mean? Like honestly,
I love
we
how
got
you say that.
we're
Now,
too close to
now,
Cali to not have game. You know what I mean? We are way too close to California to
right.
not have game. You know what I'm saying?
So now let me ask you this question. Do you
Yeah,
think that Vegas is too close to Cali where you have Cali artists or Cali influence that comes in or other cities influence that comes in which keeps a lot of artists that are in Vegas kind of separated? Does the politics play a part in that way?
we look, Cali changed the game, so it's a blessing that they're this close to us. You know what I mean? California changed the rap game. You know what I mean? It's a blessing that they're this close, but it's a transient city. You know what I'm saying? So we really don't have like culture. Like you can go to like Chicago, they got culture out there. You know what I
Love
mean?
that.
Milwaukee, they
Yeah.
got their culture. Vegas is just it's just fast and it'll eat you up. You know what I mean? But we just need to come together. Like people out here, and I'm sure it's like this other places. But just say somebody's got 5,000 views. You know what I mean? Well, they don't want to link up with an artist that has 4,999 views. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's weird. Like people don't think they can approach people, and it's a competition, and it's not. There's enough money out here for everybody to eat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to spend the type of money I can't pronounce, and I want to buy shit that I cannot pronounce. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to
Right.
do. You feel me? Get to the Tim Westwood show or something. You know, be international. You feel me?
Right. Being international. And
Man,
being internet part of being international is being rational. You have to come up with a plan. You got to be very strategic and say, okay, how am I going to set up this marketing campaign? What am I going to do to stand out in front? So once all the blessings come my way, now I can lead the pack and we can curate this culture the way it needs to be. What are some of
right.
those things that you are doing?
Man, I'm trying to. I try to get back any way possible. You know, try to soak up game from from other people that are doing their thing. You know what I mean? Stay humble, listen,
Yes.
listen more than I speak. You know what I mean? And let my music speak for itself. You know, just try to make the right moves and try to make the right moves with the right people. You know what I mean? Have merchandise. You know what I mean? Stay up in their face all the time. You know what I mean? Whether it be with freestyles or comedic shit. You know what I mean? Whatever. Just got to stay up in the people's faces and try to be a positive outlook. You know what I mean? And the kids are our future. You know what I mean? The youth is our future. The youth is bad as hell right now. You know what I mean? Especially
Yeah.
in Vegas. I don't know what's wrong with these kids. They bad as a mud. But just try to be a positive outlook. You know what I mean? A positive influence, a role model of sorts. You know what I'm saying?
I
Role
love
model of
that because
sorts.
I think that opens up doors, and I think that pretty much answers what I question you with. You make music for the hopeless, which is the homeless too.
Yeah,
And and
I
and
try to make it clear, for real.
is that something that you hang your hat on? Is making music for people that really need to hear it?
Yeah, I think some of my best music comes out when it's just from the heart. You know what I mean? Not just some club stuff or you know what I mean. Just the stuff from the heart. You know what I mean? Shit that I've been through. Um, a great song is one that you make when somebody feels like you were talking directly to them. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
And I feel like a good lane for me also is rap for the Lord. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I wouldn't want to say Christian hip hop, but just you know what I'm saying for the Lord. You don't have to life in the struggle, man. My boy just sent me a note, but you know what I mean. I feel like the essence of hip hop is the power. You know what I mean. People didn't think hip hop would last as long as it did. They thought it was going to be a fly by night, but it changed the world. People don't even know how. Some people don't even know how to speak English, but they could recite a Drake verse. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Fluently. You know,
fluently. It's so deep.
man.
It was definitely a genre that came from basically nothing, right?
Right,
And it got polished up, man. And it goes to show you that you can never count anything out. And
right,
we can't count out the fact that there's so many people that are in Vegas at one point that didn't mess with hip hop.
right.
And now when you go and you look at the casinos, man, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere, and the code. What's kind of they don't let us perform on the strip. You know what I mean? I remember when the Up in Smoke tour came out here, Young Eminem, Dr. Dre, Snoop, that was a dope tour. Well, I know that we have dope artists in Vegas where we could put on a dope show like that too, but they just, you know what I mean? They try to keep us off the strip. You know what I mean? And I don't know if you can go a mile down Las Vegas Boulevard and your whole outlook on Vegas will change drastically. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I love it.
I used to live on Twain Avenue, so I know.
My brother just got murdered February 3rd on Twain in Paradise, man. My oldest
Yeah,
brother. He got
I'm
stabbed
sorry
in
to
his
hear that,
neck.
brother.
It's all good, you know. Life goes on, you know. It is what it is.
Sorry, sorry to hear
It's all,
that, my brother.
all good.
But one thing that you did you. Let's talk about
Yeah,
the album I Did Me.
yeah. I did me that was one of my first albums. It was cool. It was cool. But I like shut up and listen. That's the latest one I dropped. That is fire. It is as a whole, it is a great body of work as a whole from start to finish. You know, and you don't get that very often nowadays. They might have 2 songs on a 12-song album, you know what I mean? But
Right.
I think start to finish is actually pretty dope, you know, for sure. For sure.
And I think the way hip hop is starting to get back to the body of work.
Yeah,
I think Kendrick Lamar's, your J. Cole's of the world,
right.
people are focusing more on the body of work. Blood is thicker than water. That was before that.
That was before that. That was me and my blood brother Chris. You know, that was my favorite. That's my favorite rapper. He doesn't rap anymore, which kind of breaks my heart every day. But that's my favorite rapper, my big brother Chris. He's probably one of the hardest dudes, you know what I mean, I've ever heard rap in person on wax. He's just dope, you know. He's just dope. But yeah, Blood Thicker Than Water. That was a dope album too, for sure, for sure.
And then you got
Everywhere
digging through
Music
the
Goes,
crate.
digging through the crates. That was we tapped into old school songs, you know what I mean, and remix old school songs. Like I'm Your Pusher Man, you know what I mean?
Love that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
see.
On everything. That's a dope album too, man. We try to make good music for the people, you know what I mean? Because
Well, what
without
I
music, a
love
lot
is
of
that
people
it's.
get lost.
Go ahead. You're about to
I
say
was just
something
saying,
powerful. Without music,
yeah,
what?
I was just saying without music, you know what I mean? A lot of us would be lost, you know, and there's a song for any type of way you feeling, you know what I'm saying? So music is a blessing, especially if you can do it. That's one way you can live forever. Just do music,
Yeah,
you know?
it's so true.
Yeah.
So true. Now, where do you want to be 5 years from now? I know that you want to buy things that you can't pronounce. Are you trying
Yeah.
to stay independent? Are you trying to get a major label situation? Like what's your mind saying right now?
If I were to go with a major label, it would just be for the distribution, you know. Independent's probably the best way to do it. Because
Yeah,
you know the single sales change the game. You know what I mean? You can just go online and buy one song. You know what I mean? You ain't got to even put out albums anymore. You know,
right. Yeah,
'cause, you know. But I'm just 5 years from now, man. I'm trying to be in a better place than I was yesterday. Be a better person than I was yesterday. You know what I mean? And just want my kids to be straight. You know what I mean? And I want my kids to have some positive stuff to say about me before I leave this earth. You know?
right. Come on, man. We got to evolve, my brother.
Got to evolve, man. If we're not better than we were yesterday, then I don't know what we're doing. You
Right.
know,
We're not doing something right.
right? And I just want my message to be heard, and you know what I mean, keep learning and keep teaching. You know what I mean? I think we're put on this earth to learn and teach, and if we stop doing both of those, then might as well just leave the planet now. You know?
Right. And I'm glad that you're still here. And I'm also
Man,
glad to know coming soon we got Smoke and Mirrors Volume 1.
Smoke and Mirrors Volume 1. Yeah, it's got some dope records on there. The Party Follows Me, Poor and Reckless, featuring Snow the Product, you know. She's dope too. Shout out to her.
Shout out to Snow.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
So are
Yeah.
you really excited about this new body of work coming out?
Yeah, I'm excited about the new body of work coming out, but I'm more excited about November, man. I got another battle out here. Yeah, for sure.
Tell me about this battle.
I'm battling this dude. His name is Ron Don, you know what I mean? But it's off of Lake Mead and Losi. It's called the Cookout. It's at the end of every month. The end of every month, you know what I mean? They have a battle rap event, which is dope. And if you've never been to a battle rap event, you should go. You know what I'm saying? 8 Mile was a dope movie, and it's really like that. It's a dope vibe.
Yeah.
You would think a battle rap event, shit's gonna happen, like fights gonna break out and shit. And no, it doesn't happen. You know what I mean? It's a great atmosphere. You know what I mean? And just go up there and hear some good lyrics. Whose pen is better? You know?
I love that. I love great penmanship. I grew up on guys like Rakim, KRS-One, you know.
Those were the real man.
Architects of hip hop.
Yeah,
and you know
for sure,
what?
for sure.
This is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that we definitely gotta sit down at some point and collaborate, man, and do something special for the city.
Oh, I appreciate it for sure. It'd be a blessing and honor on everything, for sure. On everything, yeah.
Absolutely. How do they get in contact with you?
Bacardi Slim, at Bacardi Slim, everything. 2 M's, BACARDI, like the liquor, SLIMM. Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff on everything, for sure.
There you have it, guys. Bacardi Slim on the Mental Margarita Show. My brother, you keep doing what you're doing, man. I want you to stay up, and we'll definitely collaborate and put some things together.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate you, man, on everything. It's a blessing, and thank you for having me.
Attention business owners, get your messages to Pahrump and Nye County by advertising with KNYE 95.1 FM, the big voice of Pahrump and Nye County. Call 775-537-6100. That's 775-537-6100. Before you plan your next event, call Balloon Pros Las Vegas. Our team is ready to make your wish come true. Whether you're rooting for your home team, planning a corporate event, a stadium job, or surprising that special someone for any occasion. If you can dream it, we can build it. Say it with love. Say it with balloons. Call 702-574-2021. That's 702-574-2021. Or visit balloonproslasvegas.com.
Starstruck, here's a sprinkle of the stardust. Hold your champagne glass and your cigars up. See the guys with mob ties drive the cars up. Bright lights, most nights they buy the bars up. Candy coated Chevy cars on the highway. It's Frankie baby, it's on, and this is my